it's interesting because that was never really the goal. It just kind of, I think because me being that and you're just around entrepreneurs all the time, it has turned into that because just the people I'm around. So, I was strictly just going to be technology. That was going to be it,
Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Why Y'all Working. I'm your co-host, Michael Ogusonya.
I'm Alaire J.
We got the amazing
Jeffrey Scruggs.
Appreciate you for joining us today.
Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Emirates United Methodist Church, it has a lot of history. It used to be a safe house during the slave days. It's right here on Rolling Road, and essentially, Rolling Road got its name because essentially they would put slaves in barrels and roll them down the road to the safe house. And that's how Emirates United Methodist Church got its history. We had our community walk, it was really nice. We had poets, music, history lessons. We had a whole museum where, you could see the actual artifacts and history of this church. And it was quite nice. I hope you enjoyed it.
Me and my fiance, we enjoyed every part of it, just being involved in the community. Let's talk a little bit about who you are. As CTO, a venture for them, you're actively focused on building out some of their technical initiatives to help give founders access to capital, opportunity. You also have your experience just getting your master's last year in the data science space, being able to work at some of the biggest companies to help improve their technical analysis, their ability to execute as it comes to technology. Jeffrey, you've been a great friend of mine. You've been a great supporter of the system, the whole ecosystem. And I'm really glad to have you here. So appreciate you.
So as you know, I think, how did we meet? I think we followed each other on Instagram randomly years ago when I was I was still living in Virginia. I was doing some work, and essentially, when I moved back, we had our connection, just and we found out we lived right down the street from each other. We started thanking each other. And essentially, I've done a lot of venture for them, very nice, because essentially we have a very unique ecosystem where we help minority-owned businesses in general, get grants, business opportunities. We have our own pitch competitions. We have our own conferences. And right now, I'm leading a lot of our technical initiatives. Essentially, we updated our website. We have a nice new app called Unboard, where you can have a lot of funding opportunities all in one place. Stay tuned for that. It's just been quite a great journey with Venture with them. Also, because I'm very technical, I bring a lot of the technical entrepreneurs, the cool professionals into our ecosystem. And it's pretty nice. I did want to say this, that I think one reason the team really likes me is because even though I'm very technical, I know how to move them. As you know, many people that are very technical are not the best speakers and stuff like that. Luckily, I'm not like a S-tier, charisma, but I also know how to move them, strike a deal.
And I'm just looking forward to the future partnerships. This Fun Forward app sounds very exciting. We got to keep it real.
Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to start off with the first question we asked everyone. Why do you work? What does that mean to you?
Why do I work? I work because I like helping people. I think a lot of the mentorship that I do, it generally helps people. I remember there was this one time, I'm not, surprising as it may be, I was not the best networker. Seriously. And you see how that worked now, pretty good. But we're here. But I remember my first network, sophomore year, was you should go to this job. Essentially, I was still figuring things out, wasn't the most vocal person. I went. And essentially, I go there, and the lady's just like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, hello. He's like, all right, so tell me about yourself. And I look at her, and then I start to walk. She's like, no, come back.
Was that tactics?
No, it wasn't a tactic. It was I was literally.
I might have to write that down.
She said come back. She said come back. But I was literally so nervous and shy. And essentially, she's just like, hey, come back. You're confident. You can do this. I did it. Gave a little bit of my fumble resume at the time. I left immediately after that, but I still did it, And I think back at that little kid, I think when my confidence first started to grow is when I went to the Bay conference. And when that, I'm seeing so many people that look like me network and be professionals and do really great things. You don't really see that when you're just on campus. You see it on a smaller scale, but you actually see people that are doing the work, And that started to give me the confidence to move in any room. And because of stuff like that, even when I mentee and help other kids, when they say like, hey Jeffrey, you made the conference really great because who you connected me with, knowledge you gave me and stuff like that, that's what gets me going. That's the fire. That's why I work. That's why I work. Yeah.
And with that being said, was somebody there for you that gave you that kind of previously? That's why you want to give back now? Or did that not happen for you and you are trying to create something that wasn't there for you, in a sense, filling the void that you didn't have yourself?
So it's definitely all the people that have reached out. Friends, teachers, luckily I had probably the two most talkative and networking people as roommates in college. So of course, living with them every day, something's gonna rub off. I've also had great friends, including my CEO, Keontae Bush, who I've known since freshman year in college. So we just all grow together, from teachers to family members have just poured into me. And because of that, I've had a great village. And that's why I've been able to.
Huge. I feel like in 2025, it's a lot less of your title and who you are. It's really about those first emotions that people feel when your name comes up in a room. So there might be a lot of people that you've helped that have no clue what you do, what your 9 to 5, what your 5 to 9 is, but they know that you're a reliable resource for how they or how people around them want to grow. So thank you for putting purpose around what you do. Now let's talk a little bit about life stories. Now we don't got to go too far. We're not sharing social security.
Right.
But how do you feel like from your household to your upbringing, did that idea of kind of give first, that idea of provide value and not expecting to return became a mantra that you live by today?
Yeah. My mom has always told me this quote, much is given, much is required. I've been blessed to come up in a 2-parent household, very nice, stable background. Of course, we're not perfect, but still good. And we've been very blessed throughout the years. And I think with that, I'm in a somewhat unique position. So because I had a great environment, I wish everybody could have my upbringing. And just as a standard, I think that should be a standard. And I think with that, you can do so much. You can be so great just having that standard. My parents do a lot of work in the community, seen and unseen, whether it's church or giving out turkeys at for Christmas holidays and just a lot of things. And I think because my parents have had that virtuous service, it has come into me as well.
And what inspired you to go on this path to become an entrepreneur, besides, the feeling of needed to give back because the resources are helpful to other people? You feel something from helping other people get the resources. What prompted you to go from technologist to I need to be this master networker and a creator of product in order to be who you are today?
It's interesting because that was never really the goal. It just kind of, I think because me being that and you're just around entrepreneurs all the time, it has turned into that because just the people I'm around. So, I was strictly just going to be technology, that was going to be it, but eventually, you're around a lot of entrepreneurs, that is kind of what we do, not just strictly technology, some things revolve. So because of that, because of my environment, that's how it has come about. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jeff. This has been like a great first segment, getting to know a little bit more about you, sharing it with the people. Is there anything you want to share ahead of the next couple of months?
Yes. 3 kind of big things are happening. One is, my family owns a couple of cigar lounges. We have a new one that is opening up in Ricerstown. It's going to be called Monte Cristo's. Monte Cristo's, right by the readers there. And then second, we have our Fun Forward app. We're going to be having a launch party for that. Coming in June. I'll give you more details about that. And then third, me and a few professional friends are putting a very nice coalition of people together to have a very unique network. Not, because sometimes we go to networking events, it's strictly like professionals, it may be strictly techies, and so on and so forth. Let's bring the posts, let's bring the photographers, let's bring also the entrepreneurs, political people as well. Let's have them all come together and see what happens organically. So that's kind of the big 3 events that's coming this quarter.
People can reach you on LinkedIn.
Yes, you can find me on LinkedIn, Jeffrey Scruggs. You can find me on Instagram, Jeffrey Scruggs 2. That's it. Yeah, that'll work.
Looking forward to chatting more about Fun Forward. But this has been a great first episode. I appreciate it, y'all. It's why I'm working. I'm Michael Ogusanya.
I'm Blair Jameson.
Jeffrey Scruggs.
Peace out.
See you next time.